when we speak on liberation, as an Adonis Karasti, what is my part in this fight for liberation, and what is our part in this fight for liberation?
Well, the first thing we say is I love American history. I like British history. And I genuinely do. I love American history because American history speaks to the spirit of pushing back, to overcome.
Okay.
Right? And I'm saying that because when you say liberation, there's going to be those that want to say, oh, they're talking about, fighting the government. No, it's not. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about give me liberty or give me death. The whole idea of Crispus Attucks, the whole idea of standing up against oppression. When we are seeing black boys and girls in 2021 marching as if it's 1950 and 1960, then that means not much has changed. So our responsibility for liberation is to do every and anything within reason, right? Righteous indignation, to liberate ourselves against oppression. Now, anyone who's offended by that must be the oppressor. You understand? Because if you're not an oppressive person and you're not an oppressor, then me saying I'm going up against oppression should not threaten you. The moment you're threatened by someone saying they're going to fight against oppression and against oppressors, then you must be the person that's the oppressor. Because I wouldn't pose a threat to anyone that's not. You understand?
Yes.
If I'm Hillary Clinton, I'm not threatened because she says I'm not oppressive. She's a liberal. She's a Democrat. If I'm Joe Biden, I wouldn't be threatened because I'm a liberal. I'm a Democrat. So only people who should be threatened would be people that are oppressors. For us, liberation means to liberate other people's influence in all aspects of our lives. From clothing, to music, to jewelry, to food, to language, to reproduction, because they'll tell you two men can sleep together. And that's supposed to be okay. And I think it is okay for those two men. But it's not okay for me.
Right.
It's definitely not okay for my sons. And I should have a right to determine my children's future because how my sons choose to lay will depict the type of grandchildren I'm going to have.
Right.
And I want to have that influence. So liberation means to liberate other people's influence on every aspect of our lives. And that's the American dream. People came to America from Italy. You've seen the movies and the videos. They're waving the flag and they're on boats in Liberty Island in New York. You know what I'm saying? And the whole idea was to come to a land where someone could not tell you. The Italians don't practice living the way the Jews do. The Jews don't practice the way the Irish. And the Irish don't practice the way the Scots. And the Scottish don't practice the way the Germans. But yet they all say they're Americans.
Right.
But when we as black people, whether it's the Nation of Islam or the Hebrew Israelites or the Atonists or whomever, when we practice something different, then we get alienated.
Correct.
We must pose a threat to people who want to use our resources. The threat is if black people become, because of our numbers, see, because of our numbers, liberation becomes threatening. What I mean by that? If you are the majority, which the census, the U.S. Census has now said, that white people are now the minority, and they're not having children. If you're the majority of a population, then you control the wealth of the country. If there's 5 of me and 200 of you, your 200 has more wealth when put together.
Correct.
If you ever realize that, you can control me. But if there's 5 of me and 200 of you, and I'm making you buy everything that I manufacture for me, then I'm going to control the wealth.
Right.
You knowing that poses a threat to my wealth and well-being. That's liberation. It's recognizing that you have more power because you are the numbers. If the census now says we're the majority, which we've always been, that if all the Puerto Ricans and all the Dominicans and all the Cubans and all the Haitians and all the Jamaicans and all the blacks of New York and Philadelphia, DC and Atlanta and California grouped ourselves as one, we're the majority. And if that is the case, then we can control any land we go to. Now, not saying let's try to take over America, because there's some people that put bullets in people for that. But can we create our own neighborhoods within America? Yes. Can we set up our own businesses and only buy from each other? Yes. We can go out of our way to only buy. I've said it many times. I've never seen Chinese people abundantly shopping in Walmart. And I used to work in Walmart. And all the years of working in Walmart, I didn't see hundreds and hundreds of Chinese customers or Arab customers. In fact, there's a supermarket I would go to that's for them. And I would go and say, no, it is. Look at all the Chinese and all the Arabs. And the guy who owned it was from China. So Chinese people, this is a massive warehouse like a Walmart, little, not as big, maybe half the size of a super Walmart, but all the Chinese and all the Arabs and all the Asians would go there, and all of the foods and groceries that they would sell were Arabs, Jamaican, Caribbean. I said, oh, so they figured it out. We have to do the same. That's liberation. Getting guns and saying we're going to go fight them, that's not going to happen in someone else's land. You don't even need to do that. You just need to figure out what everyone else is figuring out. Do for self.
Makes a lot of sense.